Hello. Hello, sorry, yes, I'm less prepared than usual. Because I just woke up, got out of bed. I'm semi-prepared to go out for a family gathering. I guess. But also, I didn't know how to kill an hour and a half. So I was like, you know what? I could do a tiny update stream with the farmer was replaced because I haven't streamed the past 2 days. And I said I would. So here I am. Wire a nice snag on the first. Thank you for another banger title. I was like trying to think of like how do I incorporate big O notation into this title sequence? Title sequence? You know what I mean? How do I make it relevant? And I don't know if I did. Also, I'm not hearing any audio, but that's because I don't have my... There we go. Okay. So. Let me, hold on. When I say nothing set up, nothing set up. Drink. Now I have my stream deck going. Okay. Did good. Audio's all good? Good. Goodly good, good. I was mid-drink, so I'm going to count that as a drink. Okay, yeah, so we're back with more of The Farmer Was Replaced. I don't know if if you can tell, but I've been playing this a bit off stream because it's an idle game, so I just left it idling. I've also upgraded the size of the farm, so basically whatever I had access to, I would upgrade. I didn't buy anything new. I didn't try to go into sunflowers yet, even though we did buy at the end of last stream. I think what I want to get is some time, so I can now get tick count. This is sort of just explaining how, I guess, timing works in programming. Okay. Test faster and under reproducible conditions. But we don't have gold. And I think that's what we get from mazes. Mega farm, yeah. Dinosaurs, yeah. Polyculture, I think would be really neat to have. But I think getting sunflowers going is going to be more important right now. Increasing the yield of pumpkins might be a nice one. Yeah, well, I mean, well, let's get dictionaries because we've been wanting that. Dictionaries are like lists, except they have a key and a value. So we can actually look up something from, well, it's like how an actual dictionary works. So we might be able to use that for some stuff. Get cost, I don't think we need that. I do want to get random because it gives us min, max, abs, and random. Well, and obviously random. But abs is absolute, if I recall correctly. Oh, yes, absolute value of a number. It returns a number if the number is positive, negative number otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, we can't afford those at the moment. We can expand this again. Yeah, so I've made grass very valuable. I think I made trees just as valuable. I think they're at the same tier. Yeah. Carrots I could upgrade. I did upgrade watering, so we're getting a lot of water. Like, we're net gaining water at this point. Haven't gotten fertilizer yet, but I think this is probably gonna be the route we're gonna go to next, but let's take a look at sunflowers. But before that, we'll just pause this here. So as a recap, we were doing individual crops, like do grass. It just changes the hat to grass thing just to indicate it. Water hat. Yeah, so it's a basic thing, harvest. because you don't have to replant grass. Bushes, water plant harvest. So get the water, change the hat, and then harvest it if you can harvest it. Otherwise, and then you plant the bush. And if it's not an argument, which I'll show in a second, then you just keep moving. Carrot, you have to ensure that the ground is tilled, and making sure that we have enough cost for it, because one carrot requires one hay and one wood. So as long as we have more than 100, so we have at least a small stockpile for like testing, that kind of stuff. So tree, kind of same thing. Trees are kind of special because they can't have other trees immediately next to it. So we just handle that on the column level. When I say column level, it'll make more sense in a second. Pumpkins are kind of special because they have a chance to be a dead pumpkin. And what I learned after the fact, because I think at the very end of the last stream, I was wondering why it was taking extra pass to deal with stuff. So apparently tilling the land does not till it completely. You have to get rid of the old pumpkin, then till the ground. So basically, if it's not a soil ground or it's a dead pumpkin, then it will check again if it's a dead pumpkin. If it is, then it'll till the ground to get rid of the dead pumpkin, and then till the soil to get the actual tilled soil land, and then it'll plant the pumpkin. And this is just, again, we were using this all, we're trying to not repeat ourselves, as is a good probably thing in programming. And I'm trying to be very conscious about it now. So that's what that is. So basically this kind of works on a cell level. And what I mean by cell level is a single location. To make life easier for us for scalability, I've implemented, well, I guess I could probably rewrite this tree column one to work for different things, but I work on a column level. So for a simple column, for each row, it'll loop through this whole thing. So it'll only work within a single branch here. And it will do the crop, whatever we pass to it, and treat it as an argument. So we won't handle the movement on the cell level, but we'll handle it here. So it will automatically keep moving. We just tell it to keep moving north. I'm not quite sure why we have a return output here, but I'm sure it was for something that I forgot. Specifically for the tree column, we want to have it alternate. So we want to have, like, as you can see here, the checkerboard kind of situation. So if it's an alternate, I guess, pattern, and the row is divisible by, if it's an even row, then plant the tree. Otherwise, if it's not an alternate and it's an odd one, then plant the tree. So you can kind of see how that does end up working out. Otherwise, do the crop. Otherwise do crop, which is whatever we add as a secondary. So we added bushes, so we have just, I was gonna say, unstoppable wood. So that's just what's special about this particular tree column. I should probably name it checkerboard, but we'll get to that when we start refactoring things. So that's basically the main thing of it. Here is our main. So because hello is still there. That's funny. Yeah, so this is our main method, or I guess main method kind of works. For each column, which is each one of these, we sort of work left to right here. So based on how I have things set up, it goes trees, carrots, bushes, grass. So it would always be trees, carrots, bushes, grass in that order. And basically, we just check the values here for how many columns we want of each. So we have it right now, it's 6 trees and 6 carrots. You can see that makes sense. And it just does the tree column, does a simple column of do carrot, do bush, do grass. And when it finishes a column, it comes back down here and moves to the next one and moves on forward. So that's how this one's a very basic one. This is actually a bit longer than that because we have to calculate sort of like the range of, okay, so based on the entire length here, we want to have for the tree range, we want to have 6. And then carrot range is starting from here to go to however long that is. And this kind of just builds on top of the previous one until it gets to world size, because I figured it'd be easier to calculate because it's always going to end on the right. Do the maximum amount of stuff and then subtract how many columns you want to have there. So like if we wanted 3, it'd be max world length minus 3, and then this whole area is the range. So that's that. But we don't really have to look at that too much. It's just these 4 lines we need to modify. So yeah, when we got the pumpkins are kind of unique because you have to have, I'll run this one while we're here. Pumpkins, you have the more that there are pumpkins next to each other, they will sort of combine together, and they will give you a multiplier of how many pumpkins you give. So this will give 8 pumpkins, but a 2x2 will give you 64. They can be bigger to a point to it. Just you can incorporate the entire big thing. But there's, I believe, a 20% chance that the pumpkins will turn into dead pumpkins, and you can't harvest them. You won't get anything from them. So you have to, if you want to maximize your yield, you want to make sure everything, the entire place, is covered in pumpkins. So the way we originally did this was I implemented a 2-phase system here, which was phase 1 was planting the pumpkins no matter what. Phase 2 was checking, which is what's doing now. It's checking to see if there's any dead pumpkins. If there is, then it's going to go through and it's going to check to see if it's a harvestable thing. Otherwise, it's going to go and get rid of the dead pumpkins. And you can see they're sort of coming back. So this ended up turning into a multi-step process, which I did not like. It took way too long. This is better than what it was last on stream because I figured out the tilling situation. Is this my first time programming? No, actually, I just completed my college certificate, my program of software development. So this is not my first time programming. This is me trying to keep myself at the task at hand and preparing for I'm very behind in my portfolio work, so I need to actually work on that stuff a lot more, but this is keeping me in the mindset of it. That one pumpkin just doesn't want to be an actual pumpkin. That's always killing. Yeah. It's it's been an interesting journey, college journey, and it's only getting more interesting by the second. But I'm glad that it's done. I'm glad I've stuck it out. I really enjoyed the programming stuff, and it's been great. So, and finding games like this is kind of really fun. Yeah, the big 12x12 pumpkin. So now we can see this is going to give us 6.9 thousand pumpkins when it's harvested, and that just keeps going again. So we don't want to do that again. But you saw how long that took. That took quite a bit of time, because you can see it goes into here. If it's not a pumpkin, then any not pimpkins, because I had complaints that I needed to change my naming conventions. So yeah, so basically it starts with false, saying there's no dead pumpkins, and it will go through, and if it does find a dead pumpkin, then it sets that to true. If it's false, then it harvests, it means there's no dead pumpkins. If it's true, that means there is, so it doesn't go into this condition, and it just starts the whole process again. I'm not a fan of that. You saw how long it took, how many passes. I've made it a way to do it in one pass. So basically, it just runs this one function here. I'm not going to put stop there. That's not really. But basically, I also created the a hydrate command, which ensures that because we're making water hand over fist at this point. Basically, we pass it a water level that we want it to be above. So as long as until it's above that maximum threshold, it will continue to water the soil until it hits that peak, until it hits that point, and then it breaks out and then it continues on. So I have it set to 0.9 because that's sort of like it's like goes down 0.01 per like 2 ticks or whatever. So Um, Basically, it's going to cover every column, every row. It's going to hydrate it, and then if it's doing the check again. If it's soil, if it's not tilled earth, or it's a dead pumpkin, it will check and see if it's a dead pumpkin for an extra till. Otherwise, it's going to till the earth to make sure it's a soil, tilled soil, and then plant the pumpkin. It's going to take a second for it to grow, but it's going to be super, super fast. So we can immediately check it to see if it's a pumpkin and it can be harvested. That means it's real. It will move north and break out of this loop. So this won't leave until it's an actual pumpkin. And then it moves on to once it finishes with that row, it moves east, which is this direction, and moves on to the next column. Once it's finished, it does a flip, pets the piggy, and harvests. So you can see it's a little slower because sometimes it has to go over it multiple times if it's a dead pumpkin, but it only has to pass through it once. I was going to use that new time command here, get time, and try and time how fast this takes. But this is also independent from our main method. We don't really use it because this is just a one-time kind of deal. It doesn't really work adding pumpkins. I mean, we could add pumpkins to the main methods, like to the columns and the adding ranges to it, but it's more feasible to do it this way, to have a full 12 by 12 pumpkin. It's kind of satisfying to see it do this, but trying to figure out if it's faster or slower. This is definitely more efficient, I think. I think it'd be more efficient if we were trying to track like fuel cost for movement. I don't think that's not a thing in this game. So, yeah, it looks a little slower, but I wanted to time it to see. I forgot to do that. But it definitely, based on how many times it has to pass through things. Yeah. Oh, I think the other thing I added to that was the old one. I think I added a check to see if it was a pumpkin. And if it can harvest, then it just ignored it. So it wasn't like checking and getting rid of whatever on tries. So I think with that, we're pretty much caught up with what I've been doing offline, other than I added a reset, which just harvests everything. That's if I'm doing like testing stuff. And I added a GPS thing. So I don't think I even use this once. I'm going to delete that. But I figured there's going to be some... And there we go. There's going to be some stuff going on forward where we're going to have to get specific positions of things, or having to move the drone to specific places. So what I did was I tried to make this as axes ambiguous. That's not right. Axes agnostic, because we're only dealing with X and Y. Sorry, I'm holding the can in front of my face, hovering to take a drink, but I keep talking. I'm stopping myself, really. Okay. Basically, I can tell this to basically moving it to a direction. So I can't get. I forget what information I was trying to look for yesterday. I couldn't get that information for. Maybe it's not relevant to this. But basically, I pass it the current position, which it can get, its destination, and whether or not it is on the x-axis. If it's true, then we're dealing with this direction. Otherwise, we're dealing with y, which is this direction. Basically, positive and negative is going to be east to west. So from the midpoint, essentially, we're going this way. Numbers going smaller, going bigger. Otherwise, it's north and south. While the active position, which is what we get from the current position, is less than the destination, we loop adding positive until this is until active. Oh no, sorry. It loops through it and then updates the active position until it equals the destination, which will kick it out of this loop, and then there is no follow up after this because it's either greater than the destination or it's going to be less than the destination, which means it goes negative. So if we want to move it to 11.2, 11 and 2. Or if we want to move it to, let's say 4, 7, 4, 7. So basically it can read what coordinate this is and then do math based on that rather than having it's absolute. It's not relative. That's the GPS. That's how the GPS works. That's how my GPS move to command works. I'm sure there's probably a better way to do this, but at least I set it up in a way that I can use the X, use the Y, and I don't have to worry about having to duplicate myself. I mean, I could probably... but it's because of how I have the loop set up. I don't... you know what? I could probably simplify this, but this works at the moment, so I'm not gonna touch that. And I think that's enough. That's not enough. Well, I mean, that's all I have for code review right now. And you can see, like, we have a lot of stuff. We can upgrade actually quite a bit of things here. But let's take a look at sunflowers, because that's what I wanted to work on today. So sunflowers, planting exactly works like carrots or pumpkins. Makes a lot of sense and works probably good for a while. Yeah. Until I get bored and I rearrange it later on. But so basically, if there are at least 10 sunflowers on the farm, you can harvest one for the largest number of petals. You get 5 times more power. Right. So sunflowers give us power, which makes us move faster. Oh, my Stream Deck crashed. That's weird. Measure returns the number of petals sunflower under the drone. Sunflowers at least between 7 and 15. They can be measured before they're fully grown. Okay, so this is similar to pumpkin, except we're now checking your range. So instead of it being sort of a Boolean, either it's ready to harvest or it's not, it's, okay, now we have to make sure it's over a certain threshold. Several sunflowers can have the same number of petals, and they can also... So there can be also several sunflowers with the largest number of petals. In that case, it doesn't matter which one of them you harvest. Harvesting a grown flower yields power. If there's at least 10 flowers on the farm, you can harvest the one with the largest petals and you get 5 times more power. So we only want... Okay. As long as you have the power to drone run twice as fast. I'm not really interested in that. I mean, probably I am at some point, but immediately I don't think I am. Let's do a sunflower test. We want to import from crop columns import do simple. What was it called? Do simple column. Do simple column. From do crops import, which it won't exist yet. Do sunflower. And it's going to have a problem with that because it doesn't exist. So we're going to write that down. And I believe we can just implement it into here. So we can just pass it in there. It'll automatically do it. So it treats it like carrots and pumpkins, it says. So might as well do this. Copy, paste, do sunflower. Water hats is going to be... What hats we have? What would be a sunflower hat? Wizard hat? No, we'll do a gray hat. Sunflowers have a cost? They do. 1 carrot. Okay. Carrots. Less than 100. Then plant sunflower. Yeah, I mean, that works. So then we can do while true. I guess we should probably make a better harness for doing just like a full simple plant, like a test. I keep saying test harness. A professor of mine used to keep saying that one of my courses. Um, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. For column in range, get world size. Do simple column. Do sunflower. I believe that's all it is, right? Yeah. And then move east. Yeah. Oh, let's clear it first. Clear. Okay, I see. So some of these are smaller than others. Let's double check again what this what this means. Unlocks sunflowers. Okay. So when it starts doing its second pass and harvesting, that's when I have to pay attention to what's going on here. Oh, wow. That is significantly faster. So it doesn't look like this continues to grow. So it will only give you a level of like, okay, so it's between, right, it was between 7 and 15 petals. Several sunflowers can have the same number of petals, so there can be also several sunflowers large number of petals. In this case, it doesn't matter which one we harvest. Measure on the drone. Okay. I mean, I'm gaining power more than I'm spending it. And it doesn't look like there's anything that impacts the number of... There are at least 10 sunflowers on the farm. Okay. And you harvest the one with the largest number of petals. You get 5 times more power. Oh, okay. So I would need to... harvest... Okay, so I would have to do a pass of planting things, then harvesting... Oh, that's interesting. Okay. And harvest sort of like biggest to smallest. Like right now I'm making energy, but... It doesn't actually give me anything other than energy. I'm not shocked, but I'm I thought I would be getting like seeds or petals or something. I guess it's just power, huh? As long as you have power, the drone uses run twice fast. Uses 1 every 30 actions. Okay. Oh yeah, that's why we're making a lot. Oh, farm 1,000 power. That was really quick. Got the sunflower hat. Okay, well let's stop this. Let's give the sunflower hat. Back you go. Question is, when do zombies start attacking? Yeah, that's fair. Where's the lawnmowers? Where's the doom shrooms? Okay, so this just gives me power, but I could get more power if I only harvest the bigger petals. And because this is the farm is now a 12 by 12 grid, I could just do a single row and have at least 10 sunflowers and then get more. I mean, this is the only thing I'm farming, so I'm really losing stuff in the long run because I'm losing carrots. Ideally, the smart thing to do, alternate this. But it doesn't really get me anything other than speed, which is okay, probably for offline stuff. So I'll probably focus on that on offline. Okay, I'll leave this to you guys. Should I try to go for mazes right now, or should I go cactus polyculture? Do I have multiple plots or just the main one? Just the main one. This is all I got. In this vast empty void of, I want to say, Microsoft Windows 98's Windows Cyan Silver. This is you want to go for polyculture? Okay, let's go polyculture. Okay, polyculture. So this will probably improve what we already have. You may already know sometimes plants yield more when planted together. Grasses, bushes, and trees and carrots yield more when they have the right plant companion. Companion preference is different for each individual plant and cannot be predicted. Fortunate. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is fucking... All right. So it's individual plant, not crop type. So this one could have a different one from this one. That's wild. Okay. It returns a tuple where the first element is what plant it wants as a companion, and second element is the position where it wants that. Okay. For example, if you plant a bush and call it get companion, it will return something like entity's carrot 3-5, which means this bush would like to have carrots in the position 3-5. So if carrot grows at 3-5, then and then harvest the bush, it will yield more wood. The growth stage of carrot does not matter. Interesting. Okay. Plant's companion preference can either be entity's grass, bush, tree, or carrot. Okay, so it's only the four. Okay, that's not bad. Plant chooses this randomly, but will always choose a different plant other than itself. Position can also be any position within 3 moves of the plant, except the position of the plant itself. Okay, okay, so we're gonna have to start looking at it's almost like this might have to be like a 2-dimensional array kind of situation. Yeah, we could do that. That's not a problem. It's just 2-dimensional lists. We have lists. We just don't use them. We unlocked them. Yeah. I mean, or we could just have a dictionary of columns, and then yeah, and then a list in there. There's no class declarations here, which I understand why it's not in this game, but I feel like it could possibly, like, even just abstract classes I think would be enough to be handy. But I guess you can also, using Python, you can sort of fudge your way around that as well. Sorry. If I haven't already stated, this is based on Python, even to a point where it uses .py files, and you can actually bring this into VS Code and do all the coding and scripting there if you wanted to. I just didn't bother setting it up, and that's too many too many windows for me to process on this stuff. So I'd rather just work in here. It's all self-contained. For polyculture's unlocked, yield multiplier is 5. It doubles every time you upgrade it. Oh. I see. If there's no plant under the drone and it has companion preference, get companion will turn none. Okay. This is interesting. Let's clear this. I just got nice. Hell yeah. Okay, so this is just, we'll just name this Scratch. Sunflowers. I'll just put this over here. Let's do this. Let's do polyculture test. Come on, move. There we go. All right, let's do import from do crops import all. And also, if anyone has any questions or wants me to explain anything as I'm doing it, by all means, feel free to. It's not backseating. It's legit. It's legit questions. I'll do my best to explain my thought process, why things are what. Okay, so let's do. Actually, let's get companion. Okay, let's do bush. False. So it won't move. Ah, hell. Okay. Print get companion. Oh, that's how it does a print. Okay. Okay, let's reset. Push 1-1. Okay. So then I tell this guy to go to 1-1, which I... Oh my god, I planned this ahead of time. This is so good. Push through. Okay, so that's 64, 64. Okay, so what if I get rid of this and I send it back to here, and then it wants carrots at 11-12, or no, 11-2 is what it was. Do carrot, and then move to 0, 0. Oh, hell. Okay. From GPS import all, because I'm going to add another function in there. Wow. Okay. So 64 turns into 640. I see. Okay. So that is very important. Huh. Okay. So the thing okay, so okay, all right. So this only affects grass, bush, tree, carrot. Okay, so that's all right. So I could implement that polyculture into the main method, into a new main method. Pumpkins are still independent. Sunflowers are not involved. It's interesting. That's okay. That's going to take some time, I think, to set up. Okay. Right. I was going to write another GPS thing. So move to, and I think what I want to have is, current position. Yeah, I think I can get around. Okay, so let's do... Or you know what I should... yeah. We're going to rewrite this as underscore underscore move to single. Underscore underscore in Python, I believe, is the... it's the convention for making something private. So technically we wouldn't be using that outside of this, I believe, but because of how everything really works, we're going to say we just have to do move to single get x position to x, move to single get position y, false. So now we don't have to keep... Oh. So now we don't have to do all this. We can just say go to 0, 0. And it'll automatically do that. We can actually go... This... Was it 1, 11, to tree. Move to 0, 0. Yeah, that does 320 carats now, because I think if I move 1, 1 and then do caret, 320, 320. Okay. So I don't know how long the polyculture stuff lasts, because whenever I run this again, it's giving me different things. So I don't quite know. Kelzaba, hello! Sorry. Kelzaba, hello! Wait a second, hold on. I could make it even better. Shoutouts. Instead of being within the code, I can actually just make this guy do this. Let's go from GPS. Import move to let's say shout out name move to get world size divided by 2. So this will kind of get to as close to the center as we could possibly get. And then we go print hello name. No, this we have to add a special thing. If name equals Elzaba, then print name plus hello. Otherwise, because I don't know why it started that way, but it ended up always being a specific way of saying things or saying hello. So now I can do shout out Kelzaba. And then if we zoom out and I do this, Kelzaba, hello. There's no space. But then if I decide I'm going to say Oh, you know what I could do is save viewers to a list of them. Farming programming that has nothing to do with farming. This is what we're doing. We're polluting with greetings. Ira Lich. You know, I'll do Lich. Let's see. Whoever I've been seeing talking in the chat, I'm just gonna write in here. Ira, and then Pilzuba, and then for name in fave viewers. Shout out name. Can I do a wait? Well, I'll do a flip. Pet the piggy. That way it's not too fast. You've been capitalized. You have not been camel cased though. So now, hello, Ira. I'll let you guys see. And this should be Kelzaba, hello. I love programming. This is why I enjoy it the most. Just to do stupid little things like this. Oh my god. And I can just keep adding names to this and it scales. Whimsy is the best part of programming for real. Yeah, exactly. This needs to have its own, utility. Polyculture tests. Okay, so these are main methods. These are supplementary main methods. These are like scratches. And these are utility. There we go. Okay. Let's do a quick save. How am I for time? Okay, I got another like 30 minutes. As much as polyculture is neat, do I want to go into mazes or do I want to do cactuses? Just like Skyrim. Mazes or cactuses? Mazes or cactuses? Corn maze? Probably. Okay, let's get fertilizer because that's the step before it. Some point waiting for plants to grow just not efficient enough anymore. Really? As fast as this is? Okay. Fertilizer can make plants grow instantly. Use item fertilizer. Reduces the remaining growing time of the plant under the drone by 2 seconds. This has some side effects. Plants grown with the fertilizer will be infected. Oh, when a plant is infected, half its yield will turn into weird substance when harvested. Weird substance can also be used on plants, which has the effect of toggling the infected status on the plants and all adjacent plants. Oh, so if you use item's weird substance on a infected plant, it will cure it. But use on a healthy plant, it will infect it. Okay, so it's toggling it. If you use it on an infected plant that has healthy neighbors, it will cure the plant but infect the neighbors and vice versa. Okay, so I want to... So neighbors... Is it neighbors like all around or just in a cross section? All right, interesting. Let's do let's reset it. We're testing out. This is scratch. Fertilizer. Let's from do crops, import all from GPS imports, move to Spiky Maze Death. Yeah. No way to not have any weird substance if one appears. Yeah. Unless I do clear. Clear fully resets the farm. Let's move to 1-1. So we can see what the neighbors are doing. Do carrots. False. Oh no, true. So it won't move. We don't have to. And then use items, fertilizer. Okay, so it's infected. Let's do it's moving there. It's doing a lot of math, but it doesn't have to do carrots. It has it. Use weird substance on a bush to grow a maze. Oh, or on other plants to toggle their infection set. Oh, okay. All right. So we kind of got a little bit of a teaser there. So that's what that whole thing was. Okay. So now instead of this, why don't we use items, weird substance. Cure an infected plant. Oh, okay. So now, okay, so it's cardinal directions, not secondary cardinal directions. Interesting. So we could potentially modify our checkerboard function to handle this. It's interesting though. The maze is what we're here. I need to get 1,000 of this. Oh hell! All right. Okay, let me see what I got. What do we have that I could just sort of like throw in here? Because I think. Oh, cancel that. Oh, let's put scratch up in here. I wish this would be easier to move. Okay. So I think if we did trees for the full trees, and instead of do bush, I wonder if we do plant. No, not plant. Item. Use items dot weird substance. Wonder if this will work. Okay, so it's because it's trying to do crop, which doesn't. Okay. Yeah, no, okay. I mean, I could also do. Okay. All right. So that's not what we want. So we do still want bush. Do bush. I almost want to do a crop dusting. Is this just gaining over time? Yes, it is. Okay, so I can just upgrade this to essentially max. So we need 1,000 of that, huh? I wonder. Okay, you know what? I wonder if using it on a pumpkin. When a plant is infected, half of its yield is turned into weird substance. I think pumpkins are the easiest way to get more of this. We can do 1 pass pumpkin. And before harvest, to use item weird substance. And that should do it. Because we'll get a ludicrous amount of pumpkins. And half of that will turn into thing. Right? Let's make pumpkins worth even more then. Oh yeah, we're still using power, huh? I should put a breakpoint, see if it'll let me do it. That way we can watch it happen and ensure that it works. I'm sorry, Kels, for the nightmare fuel right now. Also, cards on the table. I did end up getting a, because this past weekend has been, I think today is also Canadian Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, fellow Canadians. Or at least this is like a long weekend. Anyway, Costco had pumpkin pies, like large pumpkin pies, and I absolutely, because apparently when we got home, I didn't realize I was the only one in the house that would actually eat it, so I ate like 3/4 of it myself. At the piggy, use item weird substance. Oh, oh, okay. So that just, I see. Okay. Let me do this. Copy. We're gonna do that again. Because it looked like it just went here. So maybe it didn't do... Because we should have gotten a lot more than that. It was too quick. I needed to have the separation, the stops. It did stop though, which was great, because that's excellent, excellent debugging tool. So this weird substance. While this is going, I gotta read more about this. Right, fertilizer. When a plant is infected, half of its yield will be turned into weird substance when harvested. Weird substance can also be used on plants, which has the effect of toggling the infected status on the plant and all adjacent plants. Okay. Okay, so this 144, 144, 144. Okay, so as much. Okay, so it's not actually half. It's half of whatever would be that one singular thing. I see. So we should be going up to one. No, wait. We should be going up to one. No, three. Yeah, I was gonna say two. Yeah, so we harvest this. We should go up to 300 because it's only harvesting this one thing. Do flip piggy 300. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Um. Now, is this something we can check? Use item. I might also get cactus while we're at it. Unlike other plants, cacti can be grown on soil and harvested as usual. However, they come in various sizes. A strange sense of order. Cactus considered to be sorted all neighboring. What? If you harvest a fully grown cactus and all neighboring cacti are in sorted order, you will also harvest all neighboring cacti recursively. Cactus is considered to be in sorted order if neighboring cacti to the north and east are fully grown and larger or equal in size to neighboring cacti to the south and west are fully grown, smaller and equal in size. Oh. Harvest only spread if all adjacent. Okay, so this is something else. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to put the weird substance stuff on hold. Oh, but dinosaur. Oh, we don't have any cactus. I think, yeah, this getting the mazes might be for next time. I think cactuses I can work on now. I'm just taking a look at how much time I have before I gotta go. But cactus is considered okay. Harvest will only spread if all right. Fully cactus will appear brown if it's not sorted. Once sorted, you will receive cactus equal to the number of harvested cacti squared. If you harvest n cacti simultaneously, you receive n times or n squared items cactus. Size of the cactus be measured with measure. Okay, there's always be one of these numbers. 0 to 9. Okay. You can also pass a direction into measure to measure the neighbor tile. Oh! I wonder how long that's been a thing. Okay. You can swap a cactus with its neighbor in any direction using the swap command. Swap direction swaps the object under the drone with the object one tile. Okay. Each is grid. All cacti are sorted and harvested will spread to the entire field. Okay. This grid, only the lower cactus is in sorted order. Lower left cactus. Lower left. Okay, so in sorted order, if all the neighboring cacti to the north and east are fully grown and larger or equal in size. So the north and the east are equal. Okay. So I'm working in. Okay. This grid, only the lower left cactus is in sorted order. Right, because this is either higher or equal to. Okay, yeah, okay. So this makes sense. This makes a bit more sense from what I understand now. So basically, it's going this. Yeah, this should be lower. This should be the highest. Yeah, as long so it's sort of cascading that direction. I see. So I should do. Oh, see, the thing is so big now. But I think I could. I think I can make it smaller. No, I can't because I need to get this going first. God, I can only imagine what dinosaurs are going to be like. I mean, we might as well get more cactuses while we're at it. While we're dealing with this. All right, so let's get a new function going. How is this grown? Grown is going to be Like other plants, cacti can be grown on soil and harvested as usual. Okay, so it's I'm going to treat it like a bush. We might as well add that in. Oop, that's not right. Delete that. Let's go over here to one pass pumpkins. I think these were not supposed to be here. There we go. Do crops. Do. Kind of wish you could collapse some of these things. Do cactus. And it's just like oops. Do bush. Because this is just going to plant it. I don't think we're going to cactus. Ah, this is going to be not a harvest one. Harving harvest is false. Okay, so we have do cactus. We'll call this scratch cactus. Yeah, we might as well just copy this in. See what I mean? Like if we had like an abstract class that we could just keep importing in and not having to worry about stuff. Cactus, clear, do cactus. What's up? Why is this having a problem? Avari, hello. Oh wait, hold on. No. We gotta add you to the shoutouts. Avari. And then we minimize this, minimize that, and then we run shadow commands. All right. So do simple column. Do cactus, but we did cactus. Cactus is plant entities cactus. Okay, so I guess it's. Oops. Did I copy that in? Oops, that's not the right direction. Okay. All right. Oh, so it does need to be tilled. Okay. Okay, so hovering over it doesn't tell me information. Plot land is much bigger than the last. Yeah, it's. Oh, that shit. I gotta stop this. Stop. Okay. Let's also stop that clear. Yeah, I've been playing because this is an idle game, so I've been idling it off stream, but I did a better implementation of the pumpkin one, so it doesn't have to do multiple passes. It just does it in one pass. Oscar, hello. Oh no, sorry. We got that. We have official protocols for this now. This doesn't. Yeah, we're gonna take out Pet the Piggy because it's just. Ah, you know what? No, we're not. Okay. Hello, Ira. Hello, Lich. Kelsba, hello. Hello, Vari. Hello, Oscar. Yeah. So it's basically I upgraded whatever I had access to. I didn't progress any quote unquote story progression. I didn't touch sunflowers before, and we just did it now, and we just get power from it. We really don't get anything else. All hail of our new Grand Poopa Log by They Raid. Happy Horse Week. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it was Horse Week already. We got fertilizer, which gives us weird substance, which we need to unlock mazes. We also unlocked polyculture, which basically plants will want other plants in other places, which will give them a huge yield bonus. So that's going to be something interesting to mess around with. But I think for now, because I only have about another 15 minutes before I got to go, we're just taking a look at cactuses really quick. And cactuses require them to be sorted, but yeah, so that planted the cacti. We should go. Oh, and then from I also added a GPS command, so I can go move to 0, 0. You were apparently still the poobah. Yeah, so basically I make it do math to figure out where to go, and then I just simplified all this into a single command, so I don't have to keep doing it double things. Resets, it just either I can full harvest things to make sure I get everything, or I can just clear it all here. Shout out what we just added today, because that was fun. Polyculture test. Yeah, so this is just scratch stuff, like testing whether or not stuff is going to work or not. So basically, for column in range, get world size for row in range. Yeah, I know there's a better way to do this, but for me and readability, this is easier for me to do. Yeah, I know there's nothing there. I'm trying to move stuff around. Jesus, get off my back. I know. God damn it. The errors. They won't leave me alone. Okay, so basically, I need to compare this to the north and the east for it to be. So basically, they have to be ordered. So the north and the east have to be bigger than what I have. And based on that, it's going to keep going. So I wonder if I should prioritize north over east. So based on my location now, I'm going to measure, oh no, current cactus equals measure I guess I could just do if current cactus is less than measure north. If it's less, no, if it's greater than that, there we go. Greater than that, swap north. Else if current cactus is greater than measure east, then swap east. Why are you manipulating the poobah market? God damn it. Okay. So that should ensure that the north will be more. If it's not more than north, then it'll check if it's east. It should confirm if And then I'll, because this is one big sort of chain of if current cactus is less than measure south, then swap south. I could probably just get away with an else, but I want to ensure that I get all this stuff. Cactus less than measure west, then swap west. So basically for these ones, I'm ensuring that if it's bigger than north or east, then it moves it into that position. Otherwise, it's ensuring that it's smaller. Otherwise, else do a flip. Why not? And then move north. And then after all that, move east. And we'll just see if this works. All right, here we go. Oh no, it's bubble sort. I just realized it's bubble sort. Or it's a kind of a bubble sort. It's a sorting of some kind. Oh hell, god damn it, I just realized I put two and two together. A lot of flips. Yeah, let's stop the flips. Let's just do, because that's killing a lot of time here. Let's do quick print. Woo! Well, he's gonna have time to print it. See, I gotta, it's gonna be the pumpkin situation where I just have to continually run it until it's all in order. See, I'm concerned about these ones. I mean, this is only... Am I getting more? I am. I'm getting squared cactuses if I order it. See, I think... print current cactus. Nine. Wow, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I don't know why these aren't considered. I mean, this is very simplistic. This is just to understand the concept of this. This can easily be a lot... it's multiple passes are required in finding the exit conditions, because these are nines unless one of these is not a 9. 8. So why are you not? Oh. It's because it only checks its first. That's why these will never switch. Okay. We're getting there, though. Let's get rid of this. Oh, no, no, no. Not that one. Whoops. There we go. So it treats it as two separate things now. Global sorted while no, unsorted. Unsorted equals true while unsorted. It's going to go through this whole situation. Unsorted equals true. I don't think I need to declare it. Oh, and I do need to declare it. Okay. True. This probably won't work. So it will do it. No, my brain can't figure out. Okay. I mean, we're almost there. A couple more passes should be okay. It's flipping until it. No, not flipping. It's going through it until there is. It's like I'd have to run 144 checks because it's 12 by 12. The way I was doing it with pumpkins before was, if it detected a problem at any time, it would just scrap the check and start it again. So I don't know. Like basically, my thought process was it continues to check if it sees that something is checked. Like if it's something's unsorted, it would flip a toggle, and when it finished here. Oh no, okay, no, this will still work. This will still work. While true. Unsorted, okay. So for each column, so unsorted equals true. This is gonna be bad. I don't think this is gonna work. I mean, worst case scenario, this just does false. If not unsorted, break. Okay. So basically, it starts true and continues to go on. If it does end up swapping something, then it's still unsorted. But if it doesn't have to do anything, that means it is sorted, which means unsorted is false. If it is no longer unsorted, then it breaks the cycle. So this should continue to run until everything is green. Never mind. It's because it ends on it. This logic, the logic doesn't work. The logic I verbalized should work. The what I programmed does not. If unsorted, right. Like, I think this is one of the situations where I need to count how many times this, yeah, okay. Let's do, total sorted equals get world size times get world size, current sorted equals 0. If it's current sorted equals total sorted, then break the cycle. I have to figure out how to, oh right, no, I just have to do this. I just have to do current sorted equals, no, plus equals 1. And then print current sorted, and then print current sorted. All right, let's give that a try. Never mind. That's, wait. Oh, because that's at the end of each row. That's, I want every column. And then after the entire thing. What is it doing? 54, 65. I see. Okay. No, it's working. It's working. I think this will work. This one can... Yeah. That should be 144, and that should... 120. $121? What's happening? $144. Okay. Current cactus is 0. Okay. Oh. I see what the problem is here. Okay. It's because it's reading, it's trying to read, and because measure a direction. Right. Okay. I think I know it's the problem here. Because it's trying, I can also get rid of this. It's, because it's trying to read something that doesn't exist there yet. You know what I should do is I should do this and then run it again. Oops. Nope. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Right. Okay, here we go. So basically there is no south, but I need to read what this says. What if I stop this? And I say, hell, from GPS import. Also, if anyone's wondering why I'm doing from imports, this is the reason why. GPS. If I just import the file, I have to do GPS dot move to. It's just cleaner if I don't have to write that every single time. I mean, readability doesn't matter. Let's do print measure south. What does this return? 8? Because this should be 11, right? Yeah, because it starts at measure north. Okay. So if it is less than south, swap south. Oh. And get position X is not equal to 0. So I'm checking here. Not equal to get and get world size -1. So as long as it's not the top, I'm gonna have to do the same thing for this too. And the okay, that's a top. This is the bottom. This is, yeah. Okay, so this should work. This should work now. No, it's still... Did it just swap west? Oh, because I didn't put a condition here. I just put... This will always be true because it's not comparing it to anything. All right, so this should now do... No, it still doesn't do it. Oh my god, it's because I have my things backwards. Oh my god. Yep, there it is. That was the problem. So if I harvest this now, I should get a whole bunch of stuff. Let's do this. Cactus harvest. Nice. Wow. I just farmed 82,000 cactuses one go. All right. This is now no longer scratch cactus. This is just cactus now. And with that, that's just another scratch thing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, yeah, these, make this all sort of separate. With that, unfortunately, I have to go. But we conquered cactuses now. You know, just for funsies, we're gonna get dinosaurs. feel free to pause and take a look at what this is, because I'm going to be reading this up afterwards. I'm not going to work on dinosaurs, but we at least get the dinosaur hat. I'm going to work on fertilizer stuff, maybe sunflowers, cactuses, and polyculture for sure. That's about it. Get cost. Might as well get a cost of something. Automatically unlocks things. I don't know if I want that. 100 million dinosaur bones? Are you kidding me? God damn it. All right. 1 billion of each? Oh, fucking hell. All right. Well, we're going to leave things here. We'll take a look at dinosaurs next time. I have to go. I'm going to send you guys over to Solotl. They're playing Lies of P, I believe. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's something else happening tonight. I'll have to double check. But also, shout out to local Chili Queen has made their streaming debut, so we're gonna also shout them out. But yeah. So hopefully I'll see you fine folks later. I don't know what's happening later on, but yeah. If I don't see you then, I'll see you when I see you.